Overturned in 1999 by Bill Clinton under pressure for the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. Now, in turning that over, that's what led to investment banking getting into commercial banking, attaching themselves to taking depositors' money. And in doing this, that's where they were able to, through shadow banking, come up with all of this derivatives market. In 1998,
Tell you what, get to your question.
all right, my question is simply this. Throughout this country and throughout the world, there is a clamoring for the return to the Glass-Steagall Act. I know it, I'm sure you've read it, and I'm going to ask you right now, will you co-sponsor Marcy Kaplan's H.R. 129, Return to Prudent Banking, and fight to get Glass-Steagall back as the law of the land, which is a firewall against investment? If it blows out, it blows out. Then we go
Okay,
on to the
let me answer that question. No, I won't support that bill. It goes way beyond that simple description there. The bigger problem we're having right now, of course, and I would agree with you, I would think I agree with you, that Dodd-Frank is a terrible bill. It will have worse economic impact than even Obamacare. But most people don't understand the financial system like you seem to understand to some degree, or I seem to understand to some degree. But Dodd-Frank will restrict individuals, businesses that are trying to produce an economy and grow jobs, and it does not end too big to fail concept, which goes right in the hands of big Wall Street bankers and allows them under crony socialism to continue.
May I make one comment, please?
One comment.
Title II of Dodd-Frank explicitly calls for the bail-in system. Wall Street and the Federal Reserve are coming to an end for bail-out, and the bail-in, like happened in Cyprus, is coming to a bank near you because of how the financial system is all tied together. That's where the collapse of the physical economy of this nation is going to take place. We need science driver programs. We need a Hamiltonian credit system where the credit from the government is steered into the public sector for what is needed for the society to advance.
Thank you, sir. We will move forward on that. One question right there.
Yes. I want to talk about Medicare. I understand that the cuts to Medicare in the Obama Health Care Act are anywhere between $600 to $800 billion. Had those cuts taken place, are they going to take place? What has happened?
They've taken place.
They have taken place.
They've taken place to pay for Obamacare.
All of them?
All of it.
Will you fight for the repealing of that?
I'm doing that.
45 votes.
I'm doing that. And I've done that.
Yeah, good question here in the green.
Yeah, my question is about the farm bill. The Senate had a farm bill that looked like it had bipartisan support. It included, sort of, as you do compromise, something for everybody. The House has refused to deal with that and has separated the supplemental nutrition program from that in a time when more people need the supplemental nutrition program. Explain to me why you and your Republican colleagues in the House will not deal with the bill from the Senate.
Well, we didn't need to because we had our own bipartisan bill that came out of the House Ag Committee in a unanimous bipartisan vote that we felt established better policy on doing away with direct payments, encouraging crop insurance, which is necessary, and I support. And we had the agreement initially from former Speaker Pelosi and Colin Peterson, the ranking member on the Ag Committee, that they would provide a minimum of 40 votes to pass the Farm Bill off the floor and send it to the Senate. At that point, we have a conference committee opportunity. You don't have a conference committee opportunity unless you have your skin in the game from your side of the Capitol. Republicans made a promise for a minimum number of votes to pass it as well. Sadly, not every member of Congress, Democrat or Republican, represents an ag district. I do. I better understand ag more than the average bear, you know, or else I won't represent my district well. I voted for that farm bill with the 20% production agriculture portion of it and the 80% nutrition portion of it. Most people don't understand that. The ag bill is not an ag bill, primarily. It's a food stamp bill. And we have plenty of food stamp dollars and SNAP dollars for people who genuinely need it. We have too much waste, fraud, and abuse for the ones that don't need it, that still are getting covered in it. So, we come to the vote. All of a sudden, Colin Peterson, looking up the board, realizes he's not going to be able to fulfill the promise that he and the speaker gave for simple 40 votes. That's all, 40 votes. And so though the Republicans gave every single vote we promised, mine included, for that farm bill, it went down to defeat. We went to Colin Peterson and said, Colin, what happened to your promise? He says, I worked with him, and I was promised that they would be there. And the speakers, or the minority leader, Pelosi, said it was going to be there, and it wasn't. So we said, listen, here's the options. Either one, you get those 40 votes. Before next week, we'll bring it up again. You got to understand how embarrassing it is to bring a bill to the floor as expensive as that and then have it fail after you've had promises. You either get those 40 votes again, or we're going to split the two bills. And then you can get the votes to support the nutrition portion of it, along with what we'll have. And we will pass the farm portion, which ultimately, over the course of negotiations, Nancy Pelosi was unwilling to give that commitment, so we split it. And that's how we passed it.